Once an appointment schedule has been added to the system, you have the ability to make changes to that schedule as the need arises. Likewise, you also have the ability to copy the changes made for that specific day for a specified date range. In this video, we will cover how to modify an existing appointment schedule and then copy those changes for a date range using the Weekly Edit functionality. To do this, click the Appointment tab and then click the Schedule Maintenance tab. Next, select the practice if there is more than one, and then select the provider or schedule resource you want to modify a schedule for, and then click the Change Schedule button. You can click the Load Calendar button to refresh the calendar, then locate the day you want to modify using the arrow buttons to go back and forth by month or year, and then, once the specific day has been found, highlight it. The schedule for that day will then populate on the right. You can then select the appropriate schedule type if needed. You have the ability to add or remove any visit types to time slots, reserve any time slots for lunch or other activities, add or remove blocks, insert or remove time slots for selected areas of the schedule as needed, as well as expand the schedule. To add a visit type to the schedule, highlight the time slots you want to contain the visit type, and then click the Visit Type button. In the Select a Visit Type dialog, you can then select the specific visit type you want to add to the time slots, and then press OK. You can then repeat this process to add other visit types to the time slots as needed. To reserve time slots, highlight the time slots you want to reserve, and then click the Reserve button. In the Reserve a Block dialog, you can select the Lunch Radio button or the Other Radio button. If selecting Other, you can add a description in the field to the right. When finished, click the OK button. You can remove visit types and reserve time slots by highlighting the applicable slots and then clicking the Clear button. To add a block to a section of the schedule, highlight the applicable time slots and then click the Add Block button. You can repeat this process for any other time slots you want to add additional blocks to. You can remove the blocks in a similar manner by highlighting those time slots with multiple blocks and then clicking the Remove Block button. To remove time slots within the schedule, highlight the applicable time slots and then click the Remove Time Slot button. A confirmation dialog will appear asking you if you want to delete this record. Click the Yes button to continue with the removal. You can insert time slots back into the schedule when applicable by clicking the Insert Time Slot button. An Expand Schedule dialog will appear that allows you to configure the time, interval, and blocks for the time slot you are inserting. Once the parameters have been configured, click the OK button. The time slot will then appear in the schedule. Do note, however, you cannot insert a time slot where an overlap will occur. The system will notify you when this occurs. To expand the schedule, click the Expand Schedule button. In the Expand Schedule dialog, you can enter a new start time and/or a new end time for the schedule. When entering times, the new start time must be prior to the current start time, and the new end time must be after the current end time. Likewise, you are able to configure the interval and any additional blocks for the expanded part of the schedule. When finished, click the OK button. The schedule will then be expanded according to the parameters you just configured. When finished making modifications, click the Save button to activate these changes. The changes will not become active until you click the Save button. If you are only making modifications for the selected day, you can now click the Close button to exit the Change Schedule area. However, if you would like to apply the changes made to this day to corresponding days for a date range, click the Weekly Edit button. In the Edit Multiple Days dialog, you can enter a date range to copy the selected day to the corresponding days in the date range. For example, we have Thursday, May 12th highlighted and have made and saved modifications for that day. When we enter our date range, each Thursday that has a schedule in it within that date range will be updated with this schedule. After the date range has been entered, click the Edit button. A confirmation message will appear indicating the number of weeks you will be modifying, and if you want to continue, click the Yes button. The system will then copy that schedule to the applicable days in the date range. You can then click the Close button to exit the Change Schedule area.